Yay! We are live! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Goddess Temple Sundays, your 20-minute blast of inspiration to set your week off on the right course. Now, of course, if you're watching this on a replay, it may not be the beginning of your week, but whenever it is, make it your beginning and a new chance to start again, okay? So there is a lot of activity and a lot of energy going on in the United States where I live. And so we're going to be talking about riding out the hurricanes of life. Right? So that is our topic today, dealing with the mental, the emotional, the spiritual hurricanes of life. How do you ride that out? How do you deal with it? How do you overcome it when you are literally in the eye of the storm? Right? Good morning, Goddess Maria. Good morning, good morning. And I think I saw Goddess Shane. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Goddess Allison. Hello, Coach Roz. Good morning to you. Good morning, Nikki Angel. Hello, Goddess. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. I hope that everyone is safe and that your family members are safe. Where is everyone located and checking in from? Good morning, Goddess Aisha. Good morning, beautiful. One of my favorite uncles who I spoke to last night, he lives in Florida. He is literally in the eye of the storm, so we are sending him love. Good morning, Goddess Chantel. Happy Sunday to you, beautiful. Yay! Our goddess is back. Hello, Goddess Chantel. Yes, and so where are you? My goodness, like there's so much that is happening. Like I said, my uncle is literally in the eye of the storm. It was supposed to go somewhere else. Now it is where I was a week ago. I was in Key West and the Bahamas. It is there. And it is where he is, which is like Orlando area. But we are sending him love. If you are dealing with the storm, Goddess Nikki Angel is in London. Nikki, I will be there, Goddess, in 2 weeks. Definitely go to the College of Psychic Studies site and make sure that you're able to come to my events, which are on September 29th and October 1st. Goddess Chantel is in the Bronx. Okay, so our goddess from India, our goddess is back in the United States. Goddess Allison is in Atlanta. Stay safe, Goddess Allison. I don't know how close the storm is coming to you. Goddess Maria is in Bedford, Ohio. Her home is in Savannah, Georgia. Her family is in Atlanta and Tennessee. We're sending them love and support, love and support, love and support, and positive energy and guidance. And what we're going to, her family had to evacuate. Well, I'm glad that they were able to get out. I'm glad that they evacuated. I'm glad that, that they are on safe ground. And for everyone who wasn't able to evacuate, we send them love. Okay, Goddess Nikki, definitely remind me, post a reminder in any of our Facebook groups or somewhere where I can see it and I can send you a link. It's the College of Psychic Studies in London on Kensington or in Kensington. Not sure how you say that. But what we're going to be talking about, because like Goddess Maria's family, so many people's loved ones, or maybe just people you don't even know are in the eye of the storm, or maybe you are in the eye of the storm. Not this physical hurricane, but an emotional hurricane, a mental hurricane, a spiritual hurricane. Somebody give me a shout if you know what I'm talking about when it means to feel like you are literally in the eye of the storm, where it has landed on your pretty head and you are like, okay, I am in the middle of this. What do I do now? How do I move forward? So that is what we're going to be talking about, and this was the same topic, actually, similar topic that I focused on in my Manifest Your Magic Moon Circle with our monthly full moon message, because so many people are feeling this. So many women are feeling this, that, life has like kicked up a whole bunch of stuff, right? Life kicked up a whole bunch of mess, and now you're waiting for things to go back to normal, but they're not settling, and then a new thing comes, and a new thing comes, and you're like, wait, what happened? I'm trying to get back to normal. All right. So what we're going to do is, just like with Goddess Maria's family who evacuated, you're going to higher ground. You're going to go to a new normal. All right. You're going to go to a new space and ground yourself, rather than staying in the old space, in the old place, and saying, well, why doesn't it change back to how it was? Right? Why don't I get back to normal? Why don't I, get back to, I'm trying to get back to how it was. All right. We're going to get to a new normal, which in many cases can be better and will be better than how it was, right? So how do we do that? All right. So before we get into that, let me know what you are grateful for this week, because that's actually a big part of it, right? When we're in the eye of a storm and everything is swirling around us and everything is like going crazy, we can't see what we are grateful for. Yeah, Goddess Nikki, I feel the change too. There has been a huge shift. There's been a huge transition, and we know that it started, in 2016, and then in 2017, it started kicking up, and it is reaching a mass energy right now. Hey, kitty cat. All right, my little goddess kitty cat, Annabelle. Oh, I know. I just wanted you to say hi, because if you're going to jump up here, people are going to be like, what's going on? What's jumping around in her house? So what are you grateful for, my beautiful goddess, on this week? I'm grateful for Goddess Kitty and Annabelle coming to join us for the conversation. But I'm also grateful for yesterday when I called my uncle Patrick, and I said, are you okay? What's going on? I'm so worried about you in this storm. And his first words to me, all transparency, he said, I'm glad that it took this storm to make you call me. He said, I'm glad that it took this storm to make you call me. And that broke my heart, in that moment. But he's right. I haven't called him. I always say he's my favorite uncle, but I haven't called him, and luckily this is a storm where, it's a warning. He's still on this planet where I can still, be connected with him. Florida is not that far away. I was in Florida a couple weeks ago. I was in Florida, actually, last week. Right? Like I said, I was in Florida 7 days ago or 8 days ago or whatever it was. I wasn't where he was. I didn't see if he was there. I didn't check in on him, So storms make us focus on things that we often are neglecting in our lives. So these areas may be coming up to be healed. Goddess Maria says that she's grateful that she can create her own peace, right? So what is coming up in your life to be healed? In our countries, in the United States, in the UK, where Goddess Nikki is, things are coming up for us to heal. Goddess Allison says she's grateful that her son came home to get out of harm's way from the hurricane. He lives in Fort Myers, Florida. So I am grateful, Goddess Allison, I'm so grateful that your beautiful son came home and is out of harm's way. Yes. So what are you grateful for, goddesses? What is kicking itself up to be healed? Just like when my uncle said to me, oh, okay, it took the hurricane for you to call and see how your uncle is doing, who lives in Florida and who is elderly, right? That came up as, oh my gosh, that is something that I need to heal big time, because my family does matter to me. And when something does happen, we suddenly have all the time in the world, right? You notice that? A lot of times you may not have time to deal with your family, your friends, your loved ones, but when there is an emergency or, God forbid, a funeral, we know how to shut everything down and be there. So why do we have to wait for a hurricane or a storm to take us there? So what else are you grateful for, goddesses? What are you grateful for? As we are talking about how to ride out the mental, the emotional, the spiritual hurricanes of life. All right. I got a 5-step, wait, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-step plan in my pretty notebook of how to ride out the hurricanes of life. All right. So number 1 is have a plan. Have a plan, right? You need an exit plan. You can't sit in it and, wish it away or even pray it away, although you should definitely, be in your spiritual grounding. We're going to get to that in a second, but you need a plan. You need a plan. And, oftentimes we don't think of having a plan until we get in the hurricane. And then we think, oh my God, it's too late for a plan because now I'm trying to react. I'm trying to balance all this stuff and trying to fix it. It is never too late to have a plan. It is never too late to get to solid ground and say, okay, here is what I'm going to do to take care of myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? The airplane, thing of, when the mask falls down, the oxygen, put it on yourself first. Right? Even though you love your people, you've got to have that oxygen on yourself. Have a plan, and the plan must include your self-care and your well-being. Goddess Damali said, I am grateful for the core limiting beliefs coming up to be released right now because I'm actually releasing them. Ooh, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm going to read that again. I'm grateful for the core limiting beliefs coming up to be released right now because I'm actually releasing them. That is so powerful because so often, when we have these conversations, the know-it-all in us, if you have a know-it-all in you, I know I definitely have a know-it-all in me, goes, I know that already. I know that already. We know that. We know that. Yeah, we know it all, but we are not doing it. There's a difference between information and transformation. So knowing is not enough. The reason why, like He-Man back in the days or Spider-Man or whatever says knowing is half the battle, is because it's only half of it. It's not even knowing is not even half the battle. Knowing is a quarter of it because then you need to take inspired action, right? And, step number 2 of how to ride out a storm is surrender. Surrender, realize that once you have this plan in place, and actually surrender should probably be number 1, right? Surrender and ask for guidance. What should I do? Okay. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say and to whom? Right? And it's surrendering from a place of power. It's not surrendering to the storm, going out and throwing your beautiful self in the eye further in the storm. That is not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm meaning. Don't get it twisted. Come on back in here and let's talk about it. I'm talking about surrender the idea that you were ever in control to begin with. Surrender the perfectionism, the need for everything to go according to your plan. Surrender the idea that, it was laid out perfectly and this is how it was supposed to go, right? So you're letting go of that. You're releasing that. You're knowing that, okay, all right, I wasn't in control to begin with. And that I am trusting and having faith that, the universe has my back. My back is got. I'm okay. I'm all right. Okay. So surrendering into that place, surrendering into knowing that, all right, this is crazy. Stuff has been crazy in your life in the past, right? If you live long enough, you're going to ride out many hurricanes. I'm here to tell you, right? And when we get over one, it doesn't always orchestrate the way that we think that it would. Right? So surrendering the idea of perfectionism. Yes, Goddess Nikki, surrendering the idea of control. That is huge. That is huge. Letting go, right? You've got your plan, but you don't need to grasp your plan so, tightly. When you know that life is happening for you, not to you, right? It makes you, when you're in the eye of the hurricane, say, okay, then you go back to what Goddess Damali was just saying. All right, what is coming up to be healed? And how am I healing it? How am I moving from just information like, okay, to transformation of where maybe I could perhaps be having these negative thoughts and feelings or whatever it is and be able to see them, as the spiritual being having the earthly experience. Right? Because if you're the one who is thinking the thoughts, if you can designate a difference between you and the thought, then the thought isn't you. Yes, surrender, as Goddess Allison said, is key. Letting go is so freeing because you were never in charge to begin with. Goddess Marlene says, letting stuff break away for the rejuvenation. Yes, absolutely. Letting stuff break away for the rejuvenation, the newness, the new day that is coming, the new energy after the hurricane, And so that's why in the eye of the storm, it's really calm. Like I was reading, because I was worried, like I said, about my uncles. I went to go read, on the weather website, what's going on in his area. They said, if you if things get very calm all of a sudden in the middle of the storm, realize you're in the eye of the storm and don't come outside, right? So that is something to think about too. Cave up, go within yourself, with your people who are around you. That's a big part. Number 3, who is riding out this storm with you, right? Who's riding out the storm with you? If you are now caged up in your house, your mental house, your emotional house, your spiritual house, with a bunch of like negative, horrible people, you may be looking like, you know what? It was better out in the storm. I'm about to take my chances and run out in this storm because these people right here are like just not the people I want to be with, right? So make sure that you are grounded first in your own home. Again, your home, your earth home, your body, your mind, your spirit, right? And then who are you allowing to ride out this storm with you? Are they bringing the storm? Have you invited the hurricane into your house? Hello. Have you said, okay, I'm going to ride out the storm, and the hurricane is sitting next to you on the couch? Talking about what time is Game of Thrones on, and that's the hurricane sitting next to you? Right? That's not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it. If you have invited the hurricane in with you, you can't ride the hurricane out. Because it's sitting next to you. It's sitting over in bed looking at you. Talking about all the things that are wrong with you in your life. It will not work. It won't. Right? So you need to throw them back in the hurricane. God bless them. Let them, everybody's on their own journey and own path. I'm not saying figuratively, literally throw anyone out into, a raving hurricane. But, greetings, Goddess Tracy. Happy Sunday, my beautiful. Yes, you cannot have the hurricane come with you sitting up there in your house or in your bed or in your kitchen eating your vegan food or whatever it is, talking about, so how we going to ride out this hurricane? And that's the hurricane sitting there, right? What was the last hurricane? Hurricane Harvey. There's Harvey and Irma and Jose and all of them in your kitchen. Goddess Tammy said, I can't get him to leave. The beautiful thing about a hurricane is if you open the door, that's like going to blow right on out. So open your door. Yes, Ashe, Goddess Tracy. Open your door. Hurricane to leave. Let the hurricane blow out from whence it came. Get thee behind me, hurricane. Yes. So, you getting to safety, if you are riding out a mental or emotional, physical or spiritual hurricane, is not you sitting in your house with the hurricane going, why can't I, move past this? Because you won't if the hurricane is there with you, right? So we got have a plan. We have surrender control, right? We have ask for guidance, which is part of surrender, right? Inspired action, when you surrender and you let go, right? Like I said, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? Which is actually a prayer from A Course in Miracles. But, asking for guidance, what are you supposed to do, right? And then taking the guidance, right? Because a lot of times we ask for guidance, we ask for what we should do, and then we don't do anything and wonder why we're still in the hurricane, right? Oh, I love that, Goddess Maria. Let's make that a step. She said if you can't get the hurricane to leave, maybe you need to evacuate. Yes. Oh my gosh. I wish I remembered the story now. I cannot remember now who it was, but somebody years ago was telling me that they were dating some dude or whatever, and they couldn't get him to leave, and he was like running up the bills and all kinds of stuff, and she moved out of the house and just left him there like, you know what, keep it, take it, good luck. Yes, maybe be an allowance. Absolutely, Goddess Tracy. Okay, so what are we wanting to blow out of the door to release in this hurricane? Let's close with that. Let me know what you're letting go into the hurricane. What are you allowing to blow out into the storm, right? While you put yourself in a place of allowance, of positive expectancy, right? That is our final step. If you evacuate, yes, Goddess Marlene says sometimes it takes a storm to get us to move. Absolutely. Absolutely. What are you wanting to let go of? What are you wanting to release? Or as Goddess Damali said, dealing with the things that have come up to be healed. What are you allowing to blow out into the storm and say, deuces, peace, good luck, goodbye, to in this hurricane, in this. And again, we are talking about mental, spiritual, emotional hurricanes of life, the things that, this state of, having everything be kicked up that a lot of people have been feeling started in 2016, still continuing in 2017, and finding a new normal on solid ground and solid footing, a place of positive expectancy, a place of knowing that life is happening for you, not to you, right? And a lot of times, it's us holding on to what's blowing out the door that's beating us up, right? So life is trying to blow all of this stuff out and we're holding on to it. We're holding on firmly to the things, the people, the places, the behaviors, the habits that we need to let go of. And then that's why we're feeling so beat up by life. Because life is trying to blow it on out the door, right? And as Goddess Marlene so profoundly said, that sometimes it takes a storm to get us to move. Okay, Goddess Sarah said she's blowing out lack and limitation. She allows abundance and opportunity to come forward. Goodbye, lack. Goodbye, limitation. Goddess Maria says she is evacuating from a relationship that no longer serves her, honors her, and values her. Yes. Oh my goodness. Goodbye, relationships that no longer serve us, honor us, and value us, Goddess Maria. And I see you being loved, honored, and cherished. So we say goodbye to that. Let it blow out the door, right? Let it blow out in the hurricane. What else are people releasing? Let's have like 2 more. What else are we letting go of? Because we are at 22 minutes and I've been wanting to keep us at 20 minutes like I promised. What are you releasing? What are you letting go of? I am letting judgment blow out in this hurricane. I'm letting, because oftentimes people who are judgmental, I'm judgmental, and it shows up, judgment shows up in different ways. It shows up as, oh, okay, just trying to keep things perfect. But when we're judgmental outwardly, it's because we're so judgmental inwardly, so hard on ourselves. So that is what I'm letting blow out the door. Goddess Aisha, we affirm that wholeheartedly, all of us. She says, I am blowing out the fear of my own greatness. We give that an absolute ashe. Blowing out, releasing the fear of greatness, the fear of your own greatness. Goddess Agape Love says that she is letting blow out the door family betrayal. Yes, goodbye to family betrayal. Goodbye to that. I have generations of that. Don't even let me get started on that. We let that all blow out the door. Goddess Autumn Black Rain says, morning, I made it. Yes, you did, Goddess. She says, I'm letting go of the fear of not having enough. We say goodbye to that. We let that go. Let it blow out the door. Oh, now go. Walk out the door. Don't turn around now, because you're not welcome anymore. Fear of not having enough. We say goodbye to that. Goddess Marlene says she is letting go of the fear of being powerful. Goddess Tracy says, Ashe. Yes, we are releasing the fear of being powerful. The fear of being powerful. And I urge and encourage you to get these words, this energy of your fellow goddesses, what we're letting go of, because if it's true for one, it's true for all. And I know we are all seeing ourselves reflected in each other. I know I am. Read these out loud wherever you are. If you're somewhere where you can't right now, go back later and read them out loud as affirmations. I'm letting go of the fear of being powerful. I'm letting go of the fear of my own greatness. Trails. I'm letting go of judgment, right? I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go. I'm saying sayonara, adios, goodbye to all of that, right? And I am calling in and welcoming in my greatness, my power, my self-love, my self-care, my nurturing of me and the people that I care the most about. Goddess Fatima says she's releasing fear of failure and rejection. Yes, we let it all go. And then when we release fear of failure and rejection, we welcome in knowing that you are already successful, and you cannot be rejected. You know, it's just not possible for you to not be rejected, for you to be rejected, because you are, you know, the highest. You're a high exalted mystic ruler. What? Come on now. Goddess Nikki says she is releasing having high expectations of others. Yes, because high expectations when it comes to other people, expectations are pre-planned resentments. Okay? Absolutely. So we release that. We release having high expectations of others and high, you know, and the idea that, you know, other people are going to be perfect when they don't have our script, right? You're like, why aren't they going according to my script? They don't have your script. So we release that. We release it. We surrender it. We let it blow all out into the storm, right? And we welcome in abundance. We welcome in love. We welcome in healing. We welcome in power. We welcome in beauty. We welcome in light. We welcome in the belief and the knowingness, period. Knowingness, belief, and self-love. And for this, we are so grateful. Yay! All right, so I am going to go and call my uncle again, make sure that he is okay in this storm. I am sending you each love for riding out the hurricanes of life, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. And go back and, as I said, read what your fellow goddess sisters wrote as affirmations, because the beautiful thing is that we're here riding this storm out together, right? So you know that you've got positive people and positive energy on your side, because here we are together in this beautiful new normal, knowing that all is well. You are so loved and so taken care of. Yay! Amen! Ashe! And so it is. Blessed be. And I will see you, well, I'll see you a lot during the week, but I will see you next week for Goddess Temple Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sending love. Woo! Bye, goddesses!